I'm not sure if you can hear the smooth jazz in the back, but
Jazz me, daddy.
I've got
Jazz me
I've got
hard,
my
daddy.
I've got
Hard.
my keyboard right there, and I've got to play like quietly playing for royalty-free smooth jazz, trying out something different for you know just so we have some music in the background. I found the issues that we might have with dropped frames, and hopefully they have been fixed. If not, I will cry. Hello and welcome to the Voices from Behind podcast, the podcast where every week we talk about films with
Hey,
June,
what a film we have this week.
with
What a film.
June being the month of literal shit, where we talk about really bad films. Last week we talked about not Mad Max Payne, which is I don't know why it's not uploading. It tried to upload it this morning, but didn't get uploaded, so I'll upload it later on with the lovely Phil Better, who was on the show with us, who might be joining us tonight. I'm not even sure. I've left him a message if he wants to join in. He's more than welcome. He's always welcome on the show, if you can call it that. We didn't stream yesterday because the PlayStation thing was on yesterday and everybody was watching that, and there's quite a bit of stuff to cover from there. Um, but in the meantime, hello, sir. Tell me what you did this week. But before we start, sorry, because of this film, I'm
Because this film what?
popping open a beer because I'm going to need this alcoholic beverage to get me through today's show. So tell me, what did you do this week?
I did almost absolutely nothing. I started playing XCOM again. Had to reinstall the game because I had issues.
Okay,
Uh,
XCOM, just regular old XCOM 2.
yeah, XCOM 2 with Enemy within with the expansion pack. I
I've I've,
technically played the expansion
I've
pack.
got that game as well.
Uh,
I need to start playing it proper, but just it's way too involved right now for me to sit down and spend the time with it.
game's fine. I mean, it takes time.
Yeah, it's one of the few turn-based games I can actually play and not feel terrible for playing it. Did you do anything else, or did you literally just?
Uh, not really.
Yeah, I finally got these.
What's these? Oh, you got yeah,
I
sure.
I got the AirPods. Uh, AirPods, yay! Cause oh, never mind, dropped frames. Here we fucking go. Anyway, yeah, I got the AirPods, and I've been called an AirPod wanker, the F word, and among other things, cause I bought a set of headphones, even though there's no other better alternative for Bluetooth tiny headphones right now. Um, yeah, I didn't do much this week. I went to Paisano earlier, the pizza place that I
Uh-huh.
told you about, because they're only open for takeaway. But we got some takeaway, and it was worth the wait, even though it wasn't that long of a wait. And yeah, man, I've not done much. It's been a quiet week, and apart from people freaking out in Glasgow over protests and what the current goings on in the world.
Listen, I asked Poseidon a question,
Yeah.
which he has no actual answer because even I struggle to understand the logic behind it.
Oh, Poseidon. He is a fellow of the darker persuasion, isn't he?
Yeah, no, I asked him why the
Yeah.
fuck does England have what you call it? I forgot. Why do they have things? God damn it, English. Yeah, statues of slave traders.
Yeah.
He had no actual answer to that one.
Yeah, I mean, the whole tearing down of those is fine, and I don't see that much of an issue with it, but it's also part of history. I know it's a black spot on, well, a dark spot on history, but like, if they ain't there, people won't know about how terrible they were. I mean, you can still have some sort of. It's like somebody said it where, you know what, I'm not going to open that can of worms. I thought about discussing it, but I don't.
No, see, why were those things there? Like to begin with.
True.
Like, why? He had no answer, and I was like,
Yeah.
well, yeah, neither do I.
I
No
had
one
the
has an answer to
I
this.
had the discussion earlier today, and Yeah, it's one of those cans of worms that you just don't want to open because it's not something that you know it's I don't want to discuss it to be honest with you. And dropped frames again. For fuck's sake, OBS. I've downscaled
Oh,
you. I've downscaled you. I have added less processing power to you. I've done everything in my fucking power to get you to work properly without causing too much of a ruckus. And now you're just being a dick. Why are you being like this?
why are you doing this?
Why are you running? It's just, um, yeah. Apart from that, I didn't really do much because it's been one of those weeks where, okay, how can I set this to high priority? Where's the option? Oh no, my computer's freezing. Oh, there we go. We're back. We're back, kids. We're back. Resource values, memory. No, disk, no. How the hell did you how did you do the forget it. Um regardless, yeah, this week's been a bit of a schlep. It's been kind of quiet and overall it's there's been not much going on in the house of me apart from more and more staring at walls, hoping for paint to dry quicker. And oh, I bought tickets to go to Bulgaria.
Nice.
So I'll be going to Bulgaria between the 9th and the 30th of July. I mean, that won't stop us recording, obviously, but uh, the rest we shall see how that's going to go. So the 9th is on a Thursday. Of course it is. But I'll be home in like early afternoon, so we can still arrange it. We can still arrange a recording. Um, I watched Adam's Family. Did I tell you?
Oh. Oh no, I watched the Scoob movie.
School
Yeah, I watched
movie.
Scoob.
Oh, Scoop. Is it good?
Scoob. Yeah, it's actually pretty decent.
I
I
need,
actually
I
liked it.
was watching the trailers for it last night. Actually, I want to see it. I watched the new animated Adams Family film.
Oh, is it bad?
It's good.
Okay.
It's very charming. It's very fun, and it kind of mixes the two live action ones. Like how the first one was the neighbors were a pain in the ass, and the second one was Wednesday finds herself, sort of thing. They kind of mix the two together.
Fair enough.
And there's I spotted these are the references to films I spotted off the top of my head. So there was an Invasion of the Body Snatchers reference. There was obviously old school Alice Family references. Cousin It is voiced by Snoop Dogg. So when he first arrives on the scene, he arrives in one of those bouncy cars, you know, the lowriders,
Mm-hmm.
and the one a Snoop Dogg song is playing in the background when he shows up for the first time. And one of the best jokes in the film is when because they start the film starts and they're escaping this mob of angry villagers, and they're climbing up a wall. And Fester says, "Hey, I can see my house from up here." No, wait, that's a woman's prison.
Okay.
So that and the film ends pretty much the same way as the original Evil Dead.
Uh-huh.
The same sort of tracking shot where it goes into the house and shit like that. It's quite fun, very well animated, kind of weird looking, but it's good. I recommend the new Adams Family animated film.
Oh, Jesus.
I don't recommend the film I watched earlier today, or the film I just finished watching before we started. The title is right there for the film, right there on the screen. Even though the stream is lagging, but the audio isn't. Hopefully, yeah. I
It was
wanted
a movie.
that was not a movie.
Wrong. It was a movie and a half.
It was.
You just don't see the genius behind it.
Does it
As in,
qualify
there is
for a
no.
movie if it's only an hour?
Yeah.
Does it though?
Yeah. I mean, there are shorter movies out there. What, would you like this to be 2 hours?
I didn't even want it to be half an hour.
Well, too bad. See, I told you in the beginning that if you think Max Payne was bad, you're ill prepared for this month. You
No,
have no idea what's coming up.
this pissed me off so much that I'm willing to give you one of the films I've never been able to sit through. Because it's such an incredible nightmare. I always get to about the 30-minute mark and I pass out because my head hurts so much from it. It's that type of film. But we'll get to that at the end. Yeah, not much has happened this week. Yeah, I'm doing the typical look around the room and hope for, but no. Nothing has happened. So, shall we get into some news? Or
Yeah, supposedly tomorrow we're getting Persona 4 on PC.
tomorrow?
Yes, supposedly.
Persona
Right.
4.
Yeah.
Okay, I can get behind that.
So do I. This came out of nowhere, and at some point we're getting Persona 3 as well.
Yeah. So, speaking of PlayStation games, the PlayStation event, PlayStation 5 reveal event thing happened last night.
Yeah, I kinda sat through the abridged version of it.
So did I. I watched the trailers after it ended, and then I watched a bunch of people's reactions to it, so to speak.
You know, I'm really happy that they decided to make it more about indie games.
Yeah, there
That
are
was a nice touch.
quite a few very good looking indie games, very next gen looking indie games.
Several of them, they really did impress me.
Yeah, speaking of, did you see the new Ratchet and Clank and how fucking gorgeous that looked?
Yes, I did.
Why,
And since it's gonna be on SSD, they're gonna be able to do this. So, yay!
why does a Ratchet and Clank game look better than some of the other AAA titles they showed?
Because Ratchet and Clank has always been a very good-looking game.
Yeah, but this one looks exceptional, even with the fast loading times of like popping in between worlds.
Yeah, but that's because of the SSD
True.
that they're gonna have. So they're gonna be able to use it to the full advantage. So imagine that one. I was like, oh look, people are actually taking full capabilities of the fucking thing.
There was one game I looked on that trailer that gave me well, not trailer, but that reveal that gave me very mixed feelings.
Demon Souls? It's gotta be Demon Souls.
No, it's the
Wow.
that Tokyo Ghost game.
Oh yeah, that one.
The one where I initially thought it was going to be very Silent Hills-ish with the first-person perspective and the horror thing, but now it's just people doing jutsus on ghosts.
I know. Yeah, I'm also. Yeah, that was weird.
It left my boner for video games very confused. And
Mine lost it.
I just want a good horror game because we ain't got much of those nowadays.
I mean, no, to be fair, we did get a review of that new pseudo horror game that's Resident Evil with Chris Redfield review at the end with
Resident Evil 8.
And shit. Is it Resident
It's
Evil
8, yeah.
King Dog?
It's the sequel to 7.
Here's the thing. You have fucking werewolves. Can it really be a Resident Evil game?
Well, it's a new virus. It's the same as the mold people in 7.
At least the mold people in 7 were like a fucking family, not 50 fucking thousand people.
Well, no, they had the molded, which were the enemies, and then the family is boss fights.
And well, yeah, because you can always argue that mold just created itself. That's the thing.
Yeah, but this one's very RE4, as in there's a virus and there's weird monsters.
I mean, we know that an RE4 remake is coming.
Yes,
God,
but RE4 was bugs for the most part.
No, the version we played was bugged.
No, bugs as in the bugs were the main theme of the monsters. It was a parasite of sorts, and this is... I wouldn't mind a proper, really good first-person Resident Evil game with werewolves in it.
We'll see how this one pans out.
Also, did you notice that Chris, over the last 4 games, has not kept a single solid design?
No.
Actually, not solid, even since RE1. Was he in RE1? Or was he in 0?
Oh, I can't remember.
He has never had he's had a consistent design from 5 and the fighting games.
Wait. Here is a thought. Maybe we can get a Resident Evil 6 remake?
Why?
because the game is actually not as bad as people said. It's a fucking train wreck, but it's a funny train wreck.
It's a very fun train wreck in places.
Exactly.
Apart from the Birkin fights, we don't talk about those.
I don't talk about all the fucking boss fights in Resident Evil because they're all fucking shit.
Yeah, Chris's entire campaign in 6 is one of the worst things I've ever had to sit through.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Yeah.
And also,
that's correct.
why does he look like a Russian gangster in this one?
Because I think that the game actually takes place in fucking Russia.
I think no, they said it's a snowy village in the U.S.
Does it though? I mean, they
I
could
think
always
so.
change it, but they could always change it. But it would make more sense if it was.
Yeah.
there,
Also,
'cause
the trailer didn't specify, but they're hoping to release it by early 2021.
Yeah.
But the game's not. You can tell it's not. The trailer itself runs at like 20 FPS, even in gameplay sequences. It's very
I
choppy looking.
mean, I think it's too early for them to release the game. If they release it now, it's gonna be fucking shit.
Yeah. But yeah, Chris in this one looks like a fridge. He looks like what's his name? The guy from 2, from the 2
Listen,
remake that
you
follows
remem-
you around. Mr.
You
X.
remember Resident Evil 5? Are you really that surprised?
But yeah, Chris in that one was punching boulders and shit. And here, because they went for the more realistic sort of
He was
look.
fucking. He was throwing haymakers to the big bats like they were nothing.
Well, yeah, and
One-shotting them.
Leon was suplexing everybody in 4.
Yeah, but at least Leon, it wasn't so easy. With him, it was basically a fucking necessary mechanic.
That's very
I
true.
remember because one of my friends showed me how he beat the game, and one of the fucking because we did co-op, and one of the fights was a fucking difficult fight with
Well, in 5?
4. Yeah, 4. I think it was 4 of the big guys spawn up, and there is like 2 different pillars with rotators that both players need to go in and rotate at the same time. But these things spawn.
I am
and they
actually
kinda,
trying to think of the moment you're talking about because I've played
It
through
was
most
later
of 5, but
it was in the later stages of the game. And what happened was basically my friend was like, in single player I used to bait them to one side and just kick them off the ladder, so I only get to fight one of them while my useless companion does shit and fucking heals me. So let's see how this happens when you're playing. I'm like, this is gonna end up badly. And it did.
the co-op in that game when it comes to like ammo management is pretty shit.
Man, the game itself is pretty shit.
Yeah. To this day, I think 4 is still the. I mean, the remakes are really good, but
I still think that 5 is worse than 6.
is it though?
6 at least had
6
already
was
done
6 wasn't even a Resident Evil game. It was just an action game. I mean, it's good that they moved away from the whole action thing, but well, they moved into action with 4. But 4 was still a survival horror game in heart.
cinematic experience, which is something
Yeah.
you definitely don't look in the RE5 game. Or not RE5 game, actually. But RE5 was just a fucking shit show from the
Yeah.
beginning. It was 4, but worse.
What the hell did my computer? My computer just went, and now it's back to normal. Everything just went white, and then everything was fine.
I also did say I kind of enjoyed the design of the new thingy, the new PlayStation 5.
There's so much memes that came out of that.
Oh, of course they did.
Yeah, one of my favorite ones was, Kaiba's white suit.
Yeah.
They've just put
Kaiba
Kaiba's head on top of the PlayStation. It just looks exactly the same.
Mm,
There's a
It's
lot
fine.
of there's a lot of memes about the PlayStation design, but at least it looks actually. I think it looks really good,
yeah, we've seen worse games.
and it's stood up. It's like this now.
Yeah.
It is sideways and not, lengthways. But
Other than that, there were a couple of
I am actually looking forward to the Demon Souls remaster. The only reason why I'm looking forward to it is because, one, they said that they will release some of the unfinished levels that initially wanted to get done for the game but never got done.
Okay.
And the remaster itself is actually being done by the guys that did the Shadow of the Colossus remaster. The latest one.
I mean,
and they did a fucking fantastic job with that.
Listen, you're still gonna have to experience the fucking camera movement of Demon Souls.
I have
Cool
Demon
stuff.
Souls.
I have played also Demon Souls.
And it's the Demon Souls is very rough, very, very, very rough. Like
That's one way of explaining it. I'd say just completely overhyped and a pure piece of shit, but fine.
it's
Rough it is.
rough, and it's Dark Souls in the like Dark Souls 1 took all those mechanics and made them better. But Demon Souls is missing so much, and it's kind of very clunky, and it's very
And
unbalanced when
the,
it comes to
and the
builds.
and the camera is even worse.
Yes, and the frame rate as well is just. Obviously it's on PS3, and I played it. I play it on my PS3, and within the first level, before you even get to the first boss, to the I forget the name of it. People will probably correct me, but it's bad. I mean, the frame rate is just genuinely like stays around 30 all the time, and it's. I mean, FromSoft have never been great with frame rates. I think the only game that they had on console that had stable frame rates was Dark Souls 2. Even 3's frame rate was kind of shit, and 2 is probably the best PC port as well. So there's that.
Fair enough.
Oh, rumors that might be true. We're getting Bloodborne for PC.
Sure.
So I'm okay with that. But also, did you see the trailer? There's a bunch of trailers, but one of the trailers for the game called Returnal.
Sounds familiar.
It looks like it's essentially a AAA roguelike. They've mixed up Groundhog Day with Live Die Repeat, and
Yeah. Wait. I remember that one.
with
The one
this
that's basically
lady that
the
crashes. Yeah.
yeah.
I looked at it and I went, "This game is taking itself way too seriously."
I honestly, the game looks overhyped. I'm not gonna lie.
A little bit. It's very
It
true.
feels. But we'll see how it plays out. Like I was like, oh, so we're gonna do the Dishonored, but we're gonna emphasize more on the shooting mechanics rather than the stuff. Then you
No,
remember
but
that
it was a
Dishonored
third
didn't have
person one as
stuff
well.
mechanics.
So
I mean, you could. I think you could switch, but I'm not sure on this
no,
one.
it's
I think it was.
it's a third person roguelike. I don't think you might be thinking about the same thing.
Wait. Yeah, no. I'm thinking about the game was basically like two assassins that try to kill each other and reset every time a
No,
loop.
that actually looks really good. That was shown off at E3.
Well, yeah, we saw it here again with a little
Did
bit
we?
more.
I don't remember.
Yeah,
I'll
it was.
I'll send you a trailer. Returnal.
And no, that game doesn't look that good. Just
Okay, Returnal, PS5, share, copy. Boom.
there's also the new Spider-Man game.
It's not. It's not a game. It's not a full game.
Oh, this game. No, it is a full game. They said it's
Sony
because
have
they said,
clarified that it's going to be a remaster of the first one for PS5, and Miles is going to be an expansion.
oh, yeah, that's fine. It looks good. This might actually be decent.
I
No,
mean,
I
the Spider-Man PS4 was actually really good and very well received.
No, you're completely wrong. This game actually looks like more like the shooting mechanics are more Mass Effect, but the game
Yes.
looks absolutely mediocre at best. Because here's the thing, it's a first-person horror-style game. But the last time I saw something like this, it was not good. So we'll see how they do with this one. At least it looks pretty for now.
Yeah. So
But yeah, I now remember this game.
yeah,
So do what?
PS5 is.
Overall, there's a lot of interesting trailers they put out this time around.
Yeah, there's a lot of the fact that they didn't focus that much on exclusives apart from Horizon.
Which still got a cinematic trailer, which means fuck off.
A lot of it wasn't cinematic. A lot of it was gameplay.
No, it was in-engine.
Well,
It's
in-engine
different,
footage, yeah, but
but it's still fucking cinematic.
yeah,
There's a difference.
but you know what those guys can pull off. They pulled off one of the best good-looking PlayStation 4 games with the first one.
True,
So.
give it some time. I mean, people can.
We
There's the
shall
one that
see.
looked like Death Stranding. The one that looked like Death Stranding looked interesting.
Which one was that? What was the name of it?
There was with the suit and the falling satellite, and they suddenly and it ends with them on the moon.
Oh, with the little girl.
Yeah. Well, good.
That's a Capcom game,
I know.
but there's a likelihood it's never gonna get released because that was the concept trailer for it. That wasn't even gameplay. They said that
What?
they're aiming for a 2022 release, but I don't think that game's ever going to come out.
We'll see. But it looked actually pretty interesting. It's Pragmata.
Yeah.
It reminds me a lot of Death Stranding. Which is
A
good.
little bit, yeah. Oh, Death
There is also
Stranding, one of the most
uh,
controversial games that's been released in a while for opinions.
uh, Project Athia, which it's a Square Enix game, so I already know how that's gonna pan out, but
Yeah.
I'll give it a chance. Oddworld is gonna get a fucking new game, and I'm not particularly happy because I think that they kind of lost what Oddworld was about. But I'll give
Yeah,
it a
what
try.
was that the horrible plant game or bug game
Bug
with
snacks,
bugs?
bug snacks. Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know. Yeah, it's just
Bug
Godfall is a game.
Snacks game.
Yeah, we don't talk about that shit. That looks fucking bad. Godfall was also a game. I was like, it's gonna pass some time. Sackboy's getting a game. Yeah,
Good for Sackboy. Sackboy is good boy.
yeah, I'm happy with that.
Yeah, Bug Snacks. Um, out of all the trailers that we got, that was the one that made me feel uneasy while I watched it. I felt like cowering behind I felt like cowering behind my chair.
Little Devil Inside is a game I actually would like to play.
Yes. Hold on, let me load up the PlayStation. I'm not even gonna do it on my computer because OBS is being a piece of shit at the moment. PlayStation 5 reveal. Also, it's not that expensive. They've got two versions, and one of them is going to be, what was it? 449 UK,
Yeah,
which isn't a terrible price if you think about it.
it's fine.
So, also, yeah, this controller. I mean, I don't mind it, but I feel like it'll break a lot easier than the first one. It's
I don't particularly happy that it's wireless. I'd like
it's
to have the
very
fucking option.
streamlined, which I
Yeah.
like.
Oh yes, Stray, the cat game. Gonna play that.
Yeah, I actually like the look of that. It's just a random cat prancing about. Anyway, so out of all the we got, let me count.
Oh no, there was also another
2,
weird
3,
one. Was
4,
Goodbye
5,
Volcano High.
6, 7, 8, 9, 9. We got 9 indie games revealed for this during this event, which is pretty cool. So it's Bug Snacks, Goodbye Volcano High, a cinematic narrative game that touches on love, friendship, and self-realization.
Get the fuck out of that game. Oh, that looks like fucking bad. Not gonna lie.
Jet, The Far Shore, a bittersweet interstellar trip to a mythic oceanic planet in a narrative-driven action adventure. Ken, A Bridge of Spirits, a story-driven action game combining exploration and discovery with a fast-paced combat. Little Devil Inside, set in Victorian-like era, embark on dangerous missions to gain evidence and findings for your employer, a mysterious professor. Oddworld, The Pathless, the mythic tale of an archer and an eagle in a vast forest. Yeah, I looked at that one and I thought they took Horizon Zero Dawn and mixed it with Pixar and Tomb Raider.
The fuck am I watching?
What are you watching?
Werewolf the Apocalypse, Earthbound official cinematic trailer.
Earthbound.
Earthblood.
Oh, also, yeah, why would you start off the reveal of the PlayStation 5 with the fact that a 7-year-old game, namely GTA 5, is going to come to your system?
Because people still play it.
True, but they've already announced they're going to have compatibility. Why even bother with that? It's pointless. Yeah, Ghostwire Tokyo from Tango Gameworks / Bethesda Softworks.
I'm sorry. It's a Epic Game Store exclusive, so I'm not gonna play it for the next fucking 20 years.
Yeah, Shinji Mikami's behind it, so that's good. But yeah, Godfall, which is the weird one. Project Athia, which looks like it's never gonna come out. Hitman. Oh, Hitman 3.
No. Project Athia is gonna come out. It's a Square Enix game.
Yeah.
Hitman 3 is just basically for what we've seen before, which
Good,
is fine.
We only got a very tiny cinematic trailer. I'm hoping for some new mechanics, maybe. And obviously the game that everybody's looking forward to, NBA 2K21.
Moving on.
The game where you have to pay money to remove the ads from the single player.
Moving on. Anything else?
RE Village, which is RE5. Pragmata is the one that we taught that you said, the one that was
Yeah.
the X. Uh, yeah, that's about it really. There's not much else. I mean, I appreciate the fact that they kept it brief and it was only an hour, but still, um, I don't know, man. I'm not buying one obviously because I've got better things to do. But if push comes to shove, I might actually get this one because I can get PS4 games on it as well.
Yeah. Persona 5.
Yeah. Um.
Which means that maybe at some time we're gonna get Persona 5 for PC.
I mean, they've said that all the Persona games should be coming to PC at some point.
I hope so. You should play that. They're fucking amazing.
Yeah, I'll give them a bash, a good old bash. I actually wanted to get Catherine. I wanted to play Catherine.
Catherine's meh. Although the new version remedies some of the things.
Yeah, it's on Steam as well. Also, Absolution, Hitman Absolution is currently free on GOG.
Yeah, I
So
know.
if you like the objectively worst Hitman game in the series, you can go get Hitman Absolution for free. The game where to hide, you go like this. You put your hand on your head, and you walk past people while a meter burns away, because that is stealth.
Yeah, it works out. Check.
Silly times. But yeah, man, not much else has happened in the world of news apart from the PlayStation thing. Let me quickly pull up let me see if there's some. Uh, okay, latest movie news. That's literally the thing I look up.
I saw a trailer for a movie. I was like,
Which movie is
a,
it?
mus- a musical that's an ode to spaghetti westerns. I just skipped through it. I was like, nah, that's not even worth talking about.
Musicals, yeah. Oh yeah, you know that very bad looking Tom Hanks film that we saw with the submarine?
Yeah,
It's coming to Apple TV in July.
fair enough.
That's news.
It's fine.
What the hell? Will Ferrell and Rachel McAdams are silly singers in the Eurovision Song Contest trailer. We're getting a Will Ferrell film about Eurovision.
Fair enough.
Pierce Brosnan starring sci-fi thriller Youth. Oh, we got the Bill and Ted trailer.
Fair enough.
I forgot about that. Yeah, Bill and Ted 3. Bill and Ted, was it Face the Music? We got a trailer for that.
I didn't watch it.
I watched
Probably not
it.
gonna watch the movie.
I wish to see Keanu without a beard and feel weird in my jammies about it.
Yeah, fair enough.
But it looks okay. I don't know. I like the original films. They're always fun. A fun watch about
Well, yeah, they are.
two dipshits. You know. Hold on. Let me just change this tune. I'm not even sure if you can hear it on the thing, but also Twitch recently finally put in the copyright things that YouTube has had for a while, where you can't play copyrighted music because instead of the VOD getting muted, that entire bit of the VOD gets removed.
Well, I think they're working on remedying that shit because it's not fair to anyone.
True, but they've been mean. It didn't used to be certain soundtracks, old school hip hop, and something else, and now that's on the list as well, so you can't even play that. Oh yeah, anime openings or anime music in general was part of the thing, but it's not anymore. Yeah, I think the stream can hear the jazz, but yeah, I'd hate to do this, but shall we talk about Manhunt 2020?
Listen, this is the benchmark of a bad movie. You need to respect it.
Right. So remember when you gave me steaks and I got really, really mad and upset, but still gave the movie a 10?
Well, this is not a 10.
This one has the makings of a 10. Okay? This one has the makings of a really good bad film.
But it isn't.
But this movie is shot on a phone.
Oh yeah, but it's not.
You can tell this movie has been shot on the phone. I don't know what phone it is, but it's a bad phone. You can tell these people don't know shit about audio mixing.
Oh god.
You can tell they have action movie essentials pack 2 because of the blood splatter.
Oh,
You can tell that they've watched a bunch of John Carpenter.
no. This is literally when people watch too many Seagal movies. This is a making of a Seagal
They
movie.
watched Seagal. They watched Carpenter. They watched Battle Royale once.
Sorry. Yeah, go
They
on.
watched Battle Royale once, but kind of half asleep. And they also watched a bunch of those old '80s movies where somebody gets a bunch of assassins sicked onto them. Sort of, I don't know what sort of, because the movie opens up exactly like a Carpenter film would, with a long credit sequence. Except in this one, it has no substance, and even shows producers and music by. And the very first music track they play is a royalty-free music thing from YouTube. So I don't know what that's about. But, right. So this film opens with a man flailing his knife around, while another man narrates in the background, but he's also half drunk and he's in the other end of the room. So he can't understand what's going on. And they've applied the light rays filter from Sony Vegas. Although I'm pretty sure this was edited in iMovie, not Sony Vegas. But this man, he's doing Tai Chi or something with a knife, and he's doing it like very poorly. This paunchy man, he's got a bit of a paunch. He's a bit of a chubby boy. That's nothing bad about that. But then we cut to credits because the movie has to start. And we cut to the John Carpenter style credits with the exact same font, with the music playing in the background, with all the actors' names showing up on screen for about 7 seconds each to fill up on the entire first 4 minutes. Right, this movie is an hour and 11 minutes long. The opening credits are nearly 5 minutes. The end credits are about 3 minutes. So this movie is an hour long. Because that first minute and a half bit or 2 minute bit where he's flailing the knife, that has nothing to do with the film.
Listen, almost nothing has to do with the fucking movie. The movie is just stupid. This plot is non-existent.
The movie opens up with two friends being very vulgar. One of them, I really want to pull up the quote, but I don't want to pull up the quote. Where one of them talks about how he's dating this chick and how he loves the pussy so much because it tastes so good.
I mean, okay.
This entire film has zero regard for women at all.
Fair. Listen, to be fair, this is more indicative of American society more, especially in the lower social standings.
Do not try to derive meaning from this film. Motherfucker, don't even think about it. There is no meaning whatsoever to this absolute literal shit show.
Listen, we just fucking saw them pulling a fucking room with the football. Come on.
The moment the football started, they started chucking this football around very poorly, I might add. with the audio being so shit that entire first scene, the only audio you actually get is the white dude going, "I love the pussy so much," and then the black dude going, "I'm an FBI agent.
Let's chuck a football ball around.
Let's throw the ball around." And then they talk about how the black dude watches gay porn. And then
Yeah.
then
that
he
was the
goes,
part.
then the white dude says, "What is wrong with your face?" And he says, "It all happened a week ago." Hard cut to him running tiredly through a forest. Okay? We don't know what this is about. Nobody's done any explaining. So this guy's running through this forest, very poorly, I might add. But it first starts off with him getting off in a tunnel in the middle of the night. And then he comes out of the tunnel and it's daylight. And then he goes into the national park where the entire film takes place. He goes into this national park, which is the forest or the jungle, and he gets attacked by in the jungle, and he gets attacked by another man, and they fight each other for a bit.
And his name is John Cena.
And his name is John. And then he snaps the other guy's neck, and then he says, obviously. By the way, this man is also a bit of a paunch. Everybody in this film is a little bit paunchy, but this man says, while wearing his awesome Trekkers backpack, snaps the other guy's neck and says, "That is what you get, motherfucker," and he walks off. And the scene ends, and we hard cut back to him going, "Yes, I survived in the jungle that day. That's what it is. You got to survive." And the white dude goes, "I too need to learn how to survive. Who taught you how to survive?" And he goes, "This man taught me how, this other paunchy man, he taught me how to survive. You should speak to him." And then I'm in pain talking. Sorry, I wish I could laugh as much as I laughed while I was watching the shit show, but I wasn't laughing. If anybody doesn't follow me on Instagram, it's Instagram/a-guy-from-Pleven, obviously. But I was posting it in my stories. Sorry, I'm just responding to people asking me because it was in my Instagram stories, and I've had messages of people going,
What the fuck is
What
this?
the fuck is this? I'm like,
I think that this movie is the benchmark for the worst movie. From here on out, we need to strive and find something that's genuinely worse than this.
trust me.
I know it exists. I know a couple movies, but we cannot watch them because the fucking bastard that's behind them has made it so that you can only buy them for a ridiculous amount of price, and no one's doing that.
Yeah. So
ideally, we need to find something.
I found something. Don't worry. I have something for you for next week that.
I highly doubt it's gonna go to this level of incompetence.
No. That one is actually made with a budget, but it's still so headache-inducing. You'll have a fever by the end of the film. I swear.
But this is just fundamental issues.
Trust me. Anyway, that's the beer finish now. So the white guy says, "I have trouble. My life is boring. I too wish to learn to survive. Show me this survival expert," whose name I forget. His name's not important. So the Paunchy survival expert meets the guy in the same park, in the exact same spot where most of the film takes place. They found this one law in the park that nobody goes to, apart from all the scenes where you see people in cars in the background, even though the cameraman tries to not film them as if to make it look like it's a forest, but it's fucking not. They even use digital crops to shorten the scene. And so the survival expert comes to him, and he's like, "Don't fuck around. You're gonna stretch. Okay, now stretch." And then they do some stretches. And it's a very awkward, and it's a very awkward scene because it's just quiet and the audio's not mixed at all. So wherever the camera is, that's where you can hear the person from. And hold on, I'm getting more messages. Okay. So then they practice the knife skills in the middle of a lively park, where they practice with the knives in the park, and he's like, "I'm a survival expert. I'm gonna teach you how to survive." Okay, I've taught you how to survive. Fuck off now. And then we cut to a scene where this girl is arguing with her Hispanic mother.
Oh. Now, by the way, that whole scene reminds me of this shit. I know that this shit's unintentional, but it's fucking.
Let me see this scene. Okay, what have you sent it? Is it in Discord?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's very similar to that, except the guys in this video in the snowflakes bit are more competent
No, they're not. They're actually more
than
incompetent.
these two fuckers. So then we cut to this. By the way, this is like 10 minutes into the film. I forgot to say the film is an hour long and it feels like it's 3 hours long. And then we cut to a very terribly written, although I feel like a lot of this film was ad-libbed and not written at all. But I'm going to say this terribly written dialogue between a mother and a daughter, where the mother goes, why you no date Hispanic boyfriend? Why you date this white boy? And she goes, I love this white boy. And she leaves the scene while the mother carries on swearing in Spanish on her own in the room.
Oh, because casual racism. Why the fuck not?
No, but it's not even that. Like, it's been 5 minutes because she goes to see the guy in the car. They sit down. He gives her a fidget spinner. And he says, this is a present for you because the kids are doing it nowadays.
Yeah.
Also something along the lines of, I'm going to fuck your pussy later. Or he says something like that, and then they drive off. In the meantime, we cut back to the mother still talking to herself in the house, as if that scene was supposed to carry on, but they just cut the scene in half and placed it after the car one.
Wait, you forgot the fact that they had an argument because she wanted to go to the mall, and he was like, "No, I want you to go to my survivalist training because it's important to me. I want to teach you."
He's like, "Yeah, this. Can we do the thing I want to do now?" And
he goes on a fucking tangent about this, about the mall and shit. I'm like,
and they carry on this, and this whole time she is holding a phone with a GPS turned on, which shouts out instructions as to where they're supposed to go to get to the place where they're supposed to go. Those are real streets.
oh yeah.
It's not audio that's been inserted into the film later on. No. It's actual audio coming from the phone because it's echoey like everything in the house, because there's a person in the back of the car filming this whole thing. Like this. They got the phone up and they're like this in people's faces, like, except like this. They're shaking the phone like fucking idiots. But so then they get to the park and they're like, ha ha, fuck your pussy later, ha ha ha. That's the extent of the conversation. All he does is he calls her Spanish, and then he tells her how he's gonna fuck her later, and how she's much better than his ex. And then we hard cut to his ex, who, because this guy's clearly got it with the ladies, because she says, because you're so nice to me, you can do anything to me. And he goes, what about in the butt? And she's like, don't worry, I love anal.
Yeah.
and then we go back to this scene. Right. This scene ended, and I for a second had to pause the film to just scratch my head in confusion and be like, why? Why do you keep disrespecting women so hard in this film? All the women in this film are doing is either a racist Hispanic mother, like a racist stereotype.
Why you not date Latinos? Why you not date Latinos, huh?
Why you not date nice Latino boy? Why you date this white boy? And then
I mean, like I said, this is genuinely the worst movie I've seen this year.
The survival expert comes to them. He's like, I told you to meet me at the other end of the park. And they go, see, I told you we should have gone to the other end of the park. And then, the other end of the trail, sorry, even though it's still the same park. And then they go through a forest, which is the same forest that the black guy fought somebody in earlier. The FBI agent, in big quotes. It's never stated why this FBI agent was fighting people in the woods. But you know. So then they go into the forest, and he's like, "Hey, you got to be careful with that ridge. You're gonna fall off the ridge." Although the way the audio is done, you hear this. Gotta be careful. You're gonna fall off the ridge. You're gonna fall off. Gotta be careful. Okay? Don't fall off the ridge. And so they go, "This guy don't know nothing. We're gonna, you know, we're gonna climb on this ridge, even though they clearly come from the direction where the ridge is. Therefore, there is no ridge because there's clearly trees on the left. There's trees there where there wouldn't be trees if there were a ridge. And then she falls off the ridge from the left.
yeah.
She falls off from the left, and our hero collapses to the right looking for her. Did I mention this movie doesn't know what the 180 rule is, or the line rule is, where if a character is on the left during a scene, they have to stay on the left in order for the things not to get crisscrossed and for the viewer not to get confused? This movie doesn't know what that is.
I will also point out
Yes.
that this is still sheer fucking incompetence. Like I said, this is just incompetence. Like, whatever the fuck you say about the other boys, including Max Payne, they weren't even this incompetent.
So,
this is just literally me and you grabbing a fucking
Evo,
Sony
you and I did it better at university.
No. Listen, you and I grab a fucking Sony Ericsson T500 as a fucking camera, shot a fucking 480 by 320 video for an hour and a half.
Yeah, but first we got
spliced it.
But first we got high offer tits, and then we did it.
Splice it. Remember, splice it.
Yeah.
Use whatever the fuck we think it's gonna be sound cool and shit. Disregard to anything remotely close to filmography.
Yeah, add random one-liners.
Some of them weren't even actually that bad. I'll give them that much. Some of them were not even that bad.
And then, again, you and I getting high offer tits and we will probably manage to cobble something better than this. So she falls off the ridge, and we cut to 1 year later, and a survival expert, he's having a nightmare about the whole thing. So it cuts to him going, I'm awake now. And then we cut back to the memory of her falling off the cliff, because we're now going to the white guy from before, who is a drunk homeless person who goes around kicking public phones and drinking out of an empty bag. And then he has a lot of people repeat things in this film, I noticed as well, because he's like, I loved you, baby, but now you're gone.
I think it's they also didn't do second takes. There is no second take.
There is no second take. So like, it's like, you happy with that take? Yeah, go on, just fucking go. We're gonna get kicked off the premises for filming here. And then he goes to this obviously, I'm guessing, to one of the public toilets next to the park.
Oh no, you forgot. The person that we're following up until this moment in the movie dies, and he's drunk in the space of a couple of minutes. Even though time has not passed in any visible shape or form.
Yeah, he hasn't changed the law in a year. And he's like, baby, I remember this spot right here is where you first let me touch your pussy for the first time. And we cut to a flashback through his point of view, filming with the phone, obviously, but it's done through his point of view, where she literally goes, come on, nobody's looking, touch my pussy.
Touch me in the pussy.
That is not romantic. That is not sexy. They're doing it in the public park, because it's clearly the same spot. It almost looks like the same wall where him and the black dude had a conversation at the start of the film.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised. But then somebody kills him. And then we'd hard cut to the mother weeping in a meadow next to her house. And then the dad comes up, and he's like, what happened?
Oh, he's a proper Latino gangster. It's the flimsiest fucking revenge thing I've seen in my entire life.
He comes up, he's like, hey, puto, what happened? And she's like, don't you know our daughter is dead? And like, then he's like, I'm going to visit her grave. And he goes to her grave. And I actually wrote this down. It's in my stories, mind you. It is in my stories. So the story goes as follows. There we go. This is the quote from him. but before the scene with him ends, while the guy with the phone is, trying to do like a Bad Boy style, Michael Bay style pan shot where he goes around the character, except he's going like this and you can't really see. But this is the quote from this man, a very profound quote. I will kill them all. No, sorry, I'll kill them all. I will kill them all. All of them. They will be dead. I promise.
As to why? The one knows, because she died from a fucking earthquake or some shit.
No,
so
she tripped. So his instinct is to.
I mean, it was flimsy. It was stupid the way she died. I think it was an earthquake. Wasn't it an earthquake?
No. She slipped because the guy said that rich dad, it's unstable. Don't be careful because it's unstable, or something like that.
Oh yeah. So obviously they were at fault.
The excuse is that nobody knows what the excuse was because the audio is so terrible. You can't figure out what the fuck is going on. So he's like, I'm going to kill them all. And then he starts phoning up thugs. And then we cut to an aerial shot of London where we call a Rastafarian white man who speaks terrible Rastafarian slang that I don't even want to use. Who then goes...
Yeah, that's it. Casual racism. Why not?
Yeah, who then goes to the same park where the movie takes place, shanks a guy. And also, nobody puts away dead bodies in this film. Every single time somebody dies, they're just left where they are.
No. In the end, they do take care of one dead body. In the end, they do.
Sure. So, the Rastafarian man then gets in his car, and he's like, shit, he wants me to kill this man for 20K? I only work for 50K. N-word. Rastafarian slang. It's like, you're white, or vaguely white, or, vaguely...
Something.
You're a vague race of some sort. Or vaguely ethnic of some, you know what I mean? And it's like, okay, clearly this man was just shown for a scene. He never comes back until the end of the film. And then he starts phoning up other thugs, and he's like, I will pay you $20,000 to kill this person. I'm like, what the fuck sort of bounty is that? It's a shit bounty. 20 grand. And then we cut to this, and then we cut to 3... Oh yeah, black guy's dead as well, by the way. He got killed. He got strangled by a balding man.
The funny thing is, deaths in this movie are like fucking candy. They're so unimpactful. I kind of forgot most of them died.
Yeah, and then we cut to big quotation marks. 3 FBI agents.
I think they were just fucking randos.
In the same park.
I think they were just randoms.
No, they were FBI agents.
Wait, what the fuck would he teach with FBI class?
He was teaching FBI agents survivalist skills, and he was teaching one of my favorite things ever, one of my favorite quotes from this film. I'm going to teach you how to kill a man under a minute. I'm like, yeah, easiest way, just shoot him in the fucking head. And then we cut to a montage.
Wait, but that makes even less sense now.
I know. So
why I always assumed they were not FBI agents.
No, they're FBI agents. And we cut to them arguing, doing the woo-saw thing from Bad Boys. So it's a hot Latino chick, a vaguely Italian/Latino man from the Bronx.
Or more like a non-defined ethnicity.
Yeah, and a big black dude who's the nice guy, while the chick is just stretching because obviously we've got to have a hot chick do a stretchy thing in this film because we got to hit all the terrible disrespect women marks. Then they're arguing, and the survival expert comes and he starts showing him how to like shank people, I guess. And then there's a scene where he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna show you the 4 moves, and you're gonna do the 4 moves." And
he goes to take a shit.
That's after. But then he's like, "Okay, this is 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you do. I'm gonna count. You do the moves." And then he counts, and the cameraman forgets to follow the action. So by move 2, they're out of frame.
Of course.
And then he goes, okay, back to positions. And the camera stays the same, and all of them just walk backwards, awkwardly. There's like, I'm going to go take a shit. I'm going to take it back to my place, cook your dinner, and I'm going to,
Oh, then he kills the white guy.
No, but before that, he finds out that his girlfriend's pregnant as well.
Oh yeah. who's
Like-
also a attorney.
She is also a part of the FBI.
I thought she was an attorney. She
No,
was some kind of.
she phones up for a cleanup crew. So she's also part of the FBI.
I fucking convenient that shit is.
Yeah. Then he goes to take a shit, and then he gets attacked by the dude that killed the black dude before. He kills him, leaves the body there, walks away, and he's like, "All right, you guys, let's go, because I've been targeted. My girlfriend's been taken." He's also wearing a wig cap. He's a bald dude. He's wearing a wig cap. It's one of those caps that you wear before you put on a wig, so your hair's put away. So I'm guessing he was going to a drag night after that. Forgot to mention a bit where the narco boss, or the Latino gangster, he phones up one of his cronies in a helicopter, which is just the camera guy filming a helicopter passing over the park, because clearly they couldn't afford to get in a helicopter. I'm guessing they stole the stock footage of London as well. But he has an argument. He's like, "Meet me at the thing in 20 minutes." He goes, "I'm leaving in 15." He goes, "Ah, you motherfucker." And then that's that scene.
Good scene.
Why?
No second takes.
Why? No second
Because
takes. We don't need sense or anything. And then we cut to them and the girl going, "I can't do this. I cannot risk my life. I didn't sign up for this." And she leaves.
Yeah, and so I'll give him that much. In the end, that scene actually made sense.
No. So
It did. Listen,
then they do the fight scene in the park where before there's a family and they're like arguing about who's gonna get the prize money, and the black dude of that family kills the lady that's organizing it, and then he goes to fight. They do a scene where the big black dude that was getting trained before is gonna fight the guy with the black dude with the weird eye. He's like, "I'm gonna kill you, motherfucker. You wanna test me?" And he pulls out a plastic knife. It's clearly a plastic toy knife. He's like, "Let's fight, motherfucker." And the black dude, instead of shooting him in the head, he puts the knife down. He puts his gun down. He goes, "All right, let's fight." And then we hard cut to him collapsing and dying. So the survival expert fights the dude, and it's one of the worst fights. I had to film the whole thing. It's on my stories again. The fight is this.
Oh, we don't talk about the fight scenes.
It's just a lot of flailing, and then he just slices the guy's throat. And then he fights another guy with a toy axe. He kills him as well. And then he has to go to the flat where the Latino boss has got his girlfriend hostage. And the Latino boss, instead of killing the girlfriend or him, well, he had a gun or a knife or something. He's like, I'm gonna test you. And he starts to fight the guy. Obviously gets killed. She gets escorted out. And then the movie sort of ends, but it doesn't, because we cut to a scene of the Latino dude fighting the girlfriend before going, "I knew you were the mole." So he shoots her. And now she's dead. And then we cut to the mother of the woman from the start of the film who's going, "I'm going to play the games now, motherfuckers." She's speaking to the camera. And then she finger bangs, like shoots finger guns the camera, and then her car explodes. In a terrible CG, terrible fire explosion. The car just explodes. And then we cut to another black dude just chilling in a park, and another dude sits next to him, and he's like, I want to find the survivalist expert because he killed my family, and they have a terrible fight, and they have a punch him up, which is, again, terrible, and he rips the guy's throat out, and he calls the survivalist expert, and he goes, "I'm coming for you." Then he goes, "Fuck," and he drops the phone, and then the movie ends.
I mean, no, you forgot that the female FBI agent got killed because she was the daughter of the fucking narc leader. And you're sitting there going like, people are actually vetted for this shit. Like, they would probably know if
They
she
do
was
background
the daughter.
checks for that kind of shit, yeah.
And that's why it makes no fucking sense for her to be an FBI.
And then we cut back to the Rastafarian man going, "America be better ready for me," and then the film ends.
And she also dies because the unknown ethnicity guy just pieced together that she's clean.
Motherfucker, the Italian guy from the Bronx who speaks like this and always has motherfucker and says things all the time, even though he doesn't have to speak, but he speaks all the time because he's Italian. I'm walking here.
Yeah, and he's like, "Oh, the shame. I really like the pink hair." I was like,
Purple.
You know what? That's
purple hair.
Yeah, I was like, it's actually funny. That was actually funny. Sitting
Well,
there going like,
there's another scene where the survivalist expert breaks the narco boss's neck. And she's like, is he dead? And he goes, yeah, he's all broken up about it.
there are good one-liners. There are actually good one-liners in here. At least they got that part correct.
This movie was abysmal. It was
Oh yeah,
terribly made.
we need a sequel.
It wasn't written. I was very confused by it. I think the movie was very confused with itself. Manhunt 2020, folks. Don't waste your hour. Go watch something else.
Listen, this is the benchmark of a bad movie that we need to find worse.
I have worse.
Is it though?
I actually have worse. I have a movie that I've tried watching multiple times, and it's left me in severe pain.
Which one?
The movie is called A Robot in the Family.
Oh, I think I know this one.
I'm pretty sure it's fully available on YouTube. It stars the guy with the stake from The Matrix. So that's the movie for next week.
Wait, it's a Robot in the Family. Wait, there's TV series.
No. Hold on. Let me see. A Robot in the Family.
Yeah, I only see a TV series.
A movie from 1994.
No.
No, trust me.
Oh, I see a robot named Gold Digger.
No. It's called A Robot in the Family.
With Joe Pantoliano and John Rhys Davis.
That's the film.
And that's a robot named Gold Digger.
No. It's called A Robot in the Family.
It's called a robot named Gold Digger.
I'm looking at the thing. It's called A Robot in the Family. That's the name of the
so
film.
So am I.
Here's the IMDb for you. It's just called Robot in the Family.
Yeah, no. Yeah. It's the same one. Except it says a robot named Gold Digger.
That's the robot's name in the film. But you're never sure what the robot's name is because the robot itself is never sure what's going on. Nobody in this film is ever sure what's going on.
We'll see.
It's terrible. And I'm pretty sure you can find the whole thing on YouTube. It's on there.
Top. Oh, it has a decent.
It's got a bunch of people in it. Yeah.
It has a decent cast. John Patrick Shanley. It's a decent cast. Amy Wright.
Trust me. Yeah, Manhunt 2020, folks. Don't watch it. Don't do it to yourself. Still getting dropped frames. I don't know what's going on. We might have to lose the cameras, I guess, because I think the cameras might be causing the issue. But we'll see. Yeah. Bad movies month, eh?
Yeah. You're still not prepared.
Big oofs. Well, at least we got the PS5 to look forward to. And the
Persona 4.
And the new Xbox.
That's supposedly dropping tomorrow. I hope it does drop tomorrow.
Fingers crossed, because if it's dropped, I might actually buy it.
You should. It's fucking...
I guess, is this us?
Yeah, this is us.
Shorter one this week, because it's been a quiet week apart from the PlayStation thing, but... Okay, then. Thank you all for listening and bearing with us. Thank you all for